We have two speakers today. Our first speaker from the faculty is Professor Suzanne Moomaw, a research associate professor in the Department of Urban and Environmental Planning.
Dean Tanzer, members of the faculty, staff, family, friends, and distinguished graduates, and two of my colleagues, Warren Beschenstein and David Phillips, who are retiring after 38 and 41 years of service. But welcome. On a very snowy day 50 years ago, John Kennedy was inaugurated the 35th President of the United States. As part of that ceremony, poet Robert Frost was asked to read an original work. But as he looked down at the page, the glare from the morning sun blinded him. Without missing a beat, he gathered himself quickly and spoke an already well-known poem, The Gift Outright. The last few lines of that poem frame my remarks this afternoon. Such as we were, we gave ourselves outright to the land vaguely realizing westward, but still storied, artless, unenhanced. Such as she was, such as she would become. Such as she would become. President Kennedy admired that phrase particularly because it challenged the nation to think about what could be, not what is. Remaking the world is a theme that these graduates understand very well. They know that preserving and sustaining this world of ours requires imagination and action on what could be. Another poet, Maya Angelou, once said, "You shouldn't go through life with catcher's mitts on both hands. You need to be able to throw something back." All of you, whether in architecture, architectural history, landscape architecture, or urban and environmental planning, have had experience throwing something back, as you have challenged and been challenged not to accept the status quo, but to design, build, craft, and express in different modalities and through different vehicles better connections between the natural world and the built environment, better design and sustainable infrastructure, better practices for communities to be resilient and just, better understanding of our shared history, all to create a world that reflects our humanity. We're throwing it back here in the architecture school. These ideas are embedded in this school and in this university. People connect the teaching and research in this building with Mr. Jefferson on many levels. You saw his gift of design this morning on the lawn. But we share another equally important perspective with him. His confidence that each generation would make, as he said, equal advances to improve the world before them. His biographer, Moomaw Malone, was asked once, what's the difference between leaders in Jefferson's day and those of today? He answered, they knew more about the past and thought more about the future. We think about the past, present, and future here every day. The salient issues of our time that you discussed in class, wrangled with in studio, studied in workshops, and designed in practicums are the issues that will literally change the world. They are not abstract notions of what might be. They are the defining lens of what could be, what should be. This, I believe, is the core of what architecture schools bring to the academy. The knowledge, the practice, and the vision of the world remade. Almost 30 years before Robert Frost spoke those words on that snowy day in Washington, President Franklin Roosevelt called on graduates at Oglethorpe University in Atlanta to take on the complex challenges of their world. His words ring true today. The country needs, and unless I mistake its temper, the country demands bold, persistent experimentation. It is common sense to take a method and try it. If it fails, admit it frankly and try another. But above all, try something. We need enthusiasm, imagination, and the ability to face facts, even unpleasant ones, bravely. We need the courage of the young. So yours is not just the task of making your way in the world. Yours is the task of remaking the world you find before you. As you begin this new journey, this beginning, know that we will miss you in class. We will miss you in studio. We will miss you in advising sessions. And we will miss you in those off-chance conversations that happen in the hallway very often in this building. But we send you off with great confidence in your ability, your will, and your imagination to remake our shared world, such as she would become. Congratulations. Job well done.